demonstration. And here, let's first have a look at the original claims once again before we restart. And here we see the options were given by the summarization paraphrasing module. We have the option to choose between 4 languages in which we want to have the paraphrasing or the summary, that is English, German, French, Spanish. And we can do, as we just saw, 3 types of summaries, that is syntactic summary based on shallow semantic criteria, claim structure summary based on the claim structure, and discourse structure based summary operating on the discourse structure. That is, here this parameter yes no is pretty clear. It's syntactic summary, yes we know one, we want one, or we don't want one. Here the claim depth parameter, where we can choose between 0 and 100% conditions the claim structure based summarization. And if we put, for example, here 75%, this means to the system that 75% of the claim dependency structure should be kept for the summary and the remaining 25% removed. The same here for the discourse structure based summary. We have here the parameter between 0 and 100. 50 means that remove 50% of the discourse structure, or up to 50%, so to speak. Well, now let's run first the following parameter setting. And this means that we don't want to have the syntactic summary, and we want to be kept the claim dependency structure completely and the discourse structure. And this boils down or means that we want to have a paraphrase of the claim section. Okay, let's now run this. We get the following paraphrase, and it's worth to have a closer look at the resulting text. First of all, we should be aware that this text represents all the 9 claims here in the original. Then there's a lot of things being done with respect to the linguistic processing. If we read on, an optical disk drive comprises a laser light source, an optical system, a detection means, and a signal processing circuit. So we see that the composition of the optical disk drive is being now expressed in one single sentence, and the enumeration of the components is being done right away without that modifications or further details with respect to the individual components are given, because this distracts the reader and makes the text more difficult to read. Furthermore, we should note here definite articles, for example, and pronominalization. This means that we do generation of anaphoric references. That is, we know that we already mentioned, or the text, the system already mentioned a laser light source. Therefore, it's a definite article, and here the same with the pronominalization, following other stylistic criteria. Furthermore, we have certain discourse markers, for example, to do so. This means that we have a consequence relation. So then we have, furthermore, we have something like also, etc., and other discourse markers. Okay, so now let's go ahead and try other parameter setting. So let's say we want to have a syntactic summary and no effects to the claim dependency structure, no effects to the discourse structure, just the syntactic summary. And here we get a shorter version of the description of the claims. This is a real summary, and well, one of the criteria being applied, which we can see immediately, this is that we remove, or in this version, the system removes all post-modifying constructions, like, for example, here the light reflected from the signal plane. It's considered to be less important to the summary, and therefore it doesn't appear in the summary. And there are some other criteria which are being applied, making the summary shorter, more compact, and more readable. Let's now set the claim dependency structure to depth 50% and the same with the discourse structure, and run the system again. So we see that the summary is now even shorter, and that's plausible because the claim dependency structure is being reduced by half. That is, a number of dependent claims have been removed. The same applies to the discourse structure within the individual claims. So we did also an evaluation, obviously, of the system, and we got 61% of the of accuracy for our summarization. And we did also an evaluation of the translation versions, and let's now try the French summary, and we see that we get here the French text. Here we see some square brackets with dots in them, and this means that our off-the-shelf parser, our English off-the-shelf parser, was not able to parse the original simplified claim text. Here, if we want to generate Spanish, so we get the Spanish text. Obviously, it can be improved. For example, here we can add an article, would be more appropriate, but in general, we trust that it's more readable for Spanish speakers than the original English text as we see it here. And the same if we choose the German version, so then we get the German summary. So the evaluation of the summary of the multilingual summary option revealed that the users are in general satisfied with the information they are provided. They request then the quality of the text is still improved, and this is in process. Well, these are the main features of the paraphrasing and summarization model we wanted to show you. We hope that we succeeded in awakening your interest, and if you want to learn more about our work, so please contact us. You will find our email address and the web page of the PatExpert project.